Hi there, folks. This is Sheila E. from Tennessee, and we've got a recipe that my daughter came up with for homemade chili in the crock pot. And I'm going to just tell you what all that goes in it. She's going to fry this. It's a 3-pound pack of ground beef, and just regular ground beef. And then you don't have to have 3 pounds. You could do 2 pounds if you wanted to. But with this many cans of stuff, you'll want to do at least 2 to 3 pounds of ground beef. So what we got the ground beef on fried, and we're going to start putting this into the crock pot. And this is one of the large crock pots. So we've got 2 cans of the Hunt's original mild chili from chili. It's the seasoned diced tomatoes in sauce. So we're going to go ahead and put these in here. Okay, and then we've got 1 can of the fire roasted diced tomatoes goes in. This is some of the best chili you've ever eaten in your life. She's never give this recipe away, so y'all feel blessed. This can be put in the freezer up to 3 months in little containers, and I'll show you later how we do that. Okay, so now we have 1 can of Del Monte diced zesty chili style tomatoes. And then we have 1 can of Bush's Best chili beans, kidney beans. So this is the mild chili sauce with the kidney beans. This makes a lot of chili, but it's so good. Not too hot, and it's not too mild. So this is Bush's Best Chili Magic, and this is the campfire style, and it's the medium. So we got 3 cans of that. Bush's Chili Magic. I'll make a list of the things that go in it and add it to the comments. So there's 3 cans. That's why I said with this much, this is one of the large crock pots. And you can put this on the night before, or you can put it on and let it go on high till it starts cooking, and then turn it on low. Because everything in it's going to be already cooked. You're just incorporating the flavors because she's going to fry the ground beef. So we want to give this a stir, mix all this up. And I'll take some pictures of the cans, and that way you'll know what to put in it. And this here is, no? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let this start cooking, and then we're going to fry the ground beef, and then we'll come right back. Alright guys, we've got the ground beef fried, and this was a 80-20 ground beef she's got fried, 3 pounds, and I want you to look at the grease that came out of that. A whole cup, a big coffee cup full of grease out of 80-20. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this ground beef, after it's been drained, don't put it all in there with the grease, drain the grease off of it, and put it in here, and then we're going to stir it up. Now all she put in this ground beef was salt and pepper to taste, and then let me show you the onions that she used. This is what we used here. Let me cut this fan off. This is just great value. You can use your choice of dried onions. It's the dried chopped onions. You could probably put fresh onion in it if you wanted. This is more convenient for us, and you can use any brand you want to. Alright, that's all she put in there was about a half a cup maybe to start with. You can add more or take less, or don't even put them at all. So onions and salt and pepper to taste. We're going to stir this, and we've got it on high, and when it starts to cook, we're going to turn it on low and let it cook all day till this evening late. It's right now about 10:47 here in Dandridge, Tennessee, and we're going to stir this up and incorporate it good. And then we're going to put the lid on it once it's stirred up, cook it, and then I'm going to show you some little containers that when we get done eating. This is delicious on hot dogs. This is good in a bowl of chili with crackers or whatever. I'll eat it every which way. You can put it on a baked potato. It's absolutely delicious. So anyway, when we get ready to I'm going to show you the containers just in a few, and then I'm going to let it cook, and I'll see you this evening, okay? So hold on just a second. Guys, let me show you this chili. I'm going to hold you up here where you can see down in here. Does that not look delicious? Absolutely delicious. I mean, and you have to try this because it's absolutely delicious. And I'm going to take she took some pictures of the cans of the stuff that went in it. And you can use 93.7 ground beef too if you'd like. But anyway, I'm going to put on the comments how many of each can, and then 2 to 3 pounds of ground beef, all right? And this is crock pot chili. All right, I'll see you soon, okay? I will show you later if I can take a couple pictures of the containers we use for leftovers. I'll try to put a little short on there that's what we use to put our leftovers in. We put a little label on them. Put them in the freezer, and they're good for 3 months. Okay, Sheila E. from Tennessee. Until we meet each other again, I always give God glory, praise, and thanks. I always remember to smile, because smiles are contagious. Till we see each other again, see you soon. Hello again there, folks. This is Sheila E. from Tennessee, and I just wanted to show you a quick, easy dessert that if you have some leftover crescent rolls in your refrigerator, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to do with them. We're just going to make a simple, easy dessert. I'm going to go ahead and spray my 9 by 13 inch pan. Just a little bit. I don't want it to stick. So we're just going to take a paper towel and just make sure that that's rubbed all the way around and not in excess. So you see what I'm doing here. Here. So in here I have 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of vanilla. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar, white granulated sugar. But before I beat that up, I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to put it in this is a sweet Hawaiian, and this is just a regular. So I guess we'll put the sweet Hawaiian on the bottom. What do you think, guys? This is just some extra ones I've had in my refrigerator, and I needed to get rid of. But this probably tastes pretty good to give it some flavor. And this one's been sitting out just a little while, so it's a little warm. So what we're going to do is try to unroll it best we can. It don't look like I'm going to be able to unroll this one. Sure don't. I'll tell you what I will do though. We're just going to smash it in the bottom of here and stretch it. I can't get this one unrolled at all. It's okay. We'll stretch it in there. Let me scoot you back to you and see what I'm doing here. It must have got too warm, and I can't unroll it. I'm just going to push it together. That's okay. We'll make it work. This is just your crescent roll. I've just had it set out too long. Should have got it straight out of the refrigerator and done this. I guess you live and learn. That's okay. We're not going to waste it. Now I've got this in the bottom. Trying to pinch the holes together now. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is set this aside. And I'm going to go ahead and beat my cream cheese, sugar, and vanilla up. Okay guys, I've got it partially whipped. I'm going to put just a little bit of whipping cream in here because it's a little thick. So let's see how it does now. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I had to get me some paper towels there. So I want to stir this up and make sure I've got the cream cheese and sugar and the vanilla flavoring and a little bit of whipping cream incorporated. It looks like it's pretty good. It's not real sweet, but I don't want it real sweet because I'm going to add some raspberry preserves. So what I'm going to do now is just dollop this on here. Now I'm going to put it all on here. That's right, because it's one layer. Get you here where you can see what I'm doing. Cream cheese, 2 things of cream cheese, 1 cup of sugar, about a tablespoon of vanilla flavoring, and probably maybe 1/3 cup. It wasn't much of whipping cream. Probably just that much, just enough to thin it down a little, so I could make it spreadable. So then you spread this over your first layer of crescent roll dough. You could do this with puff pastry too. It'd be really nice. It'd probably a beautiful puff pastry filling. This is just a simple cream cheese and sugar and vanilla flavor. This is just a vanilla filling, cream cheese filling. And then I'm going to get the rest of this out of here. Hope y'all been doing good. Remember my husband's prayers Thursday, but today is Saturday. He has to have his thyroid taken out down in Knoxville, Tennessee. Just pray that God have his hand on it and everything go okay. From what I'm understanding, it's a simple, it's not, well, there's no surgery simple when you're put to sleep, I don't think, but we'll just have God have his way with it. Put on that paper towel, it won't make so much noise. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can get, and I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. Go ahead and do that now. And this is some red raspberry preserves. Just makes it a little bit more fancier. So we're going to spread that across. You get another spoon and get one more spoonful of that, just so it'll ease down the sides. Thank you. So then we're going to put this second layer of crescent roll dough. It don't look even to me, but I guess it'll be alright. Some people have big fat piece, some people have a little skinny piece. And people's on a diet can have a little skinny piece. Okay, so let me put that over here to the side. We're going to open this second roll, this second thing of crescent rolls. And that was just the raspberry preserves you can buy. You can buy name brand or Great Value or Food Club, whatever you prefer. See if I can get this one to open up right. And so yeah, this one looks like it's going to come apart pretty good, I hope. I had it out for a few minutes, so if I can just find the ends to it, we'll be okay. Right up here where you can see what I'm doing. Just unrolling it. And then we're just going to lay it right across. Get that spoon out of there. Try to pinch the corners together. And this is really not from scratch. It's sort of semi-scratch. It ain't really scratch other than the cream cheese filling. I mean, this is very simple, homemade. This is not what I would call from scratch homemade. Just trying to get those level. Then it says to take on my recipe. It says to take a half a cup of melted butter, but I don't know, it seems to me like I think that's a little bit much, but we'll go ahead and try to melt this in the microwave. And then after we melt it, we're going to put it over top of the croissant dough, and then we're going to put some sugar. So we'll just take a few seconds on that. It says you can add cinnamon sugar. I don't prefer cinnamon today. I'm just not in the mood for it, so that's why we're doing the raspberries, and we're just going to do plain sugar. Okay, it's not done yet. Okay, it looks like it's melted pretty good. Let me look and see if I have some cake sugar. Just hold on a minute. Alright guys, I'm going to wipe some of this butter, where I sprayed my pan. I'm going to wipe it off because I don't want it to be burnt and smelling and looking bad. So I found some red decorating sugar. And then I found some sanding sugar, which it's a little bit bigger, and it's in gold. So I'm just wondering if that'd be pretty on it, wouldn't it? So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and, it probably is going to take that whole thing of a half a cup of butter or a stick of butter, and I'm just going to smooth that around. Okay, make sure you're on there. Okay, so I'm going to take this red first, and I'm just going to do a little, because I'd like to have got rid of this, but it don't look like I'm going to get to. That's a whole lot. Maybe I can. Okay. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this sanding sugar. Just to make it pretty. And then we're going to put it in the oven, bake it for 20 minutes on 350, so I'll be right back, okay? Alright guys, while we're waiting on that crescent roll cheesecake dessert, square bars, I'm going to take some leftover broccoli and a little bit of leftover carrots, and I'm going to see if I can't make a little bit of homemade broccoli and cheese soup. Okay, let me get my cheese out. I'm going to go ahead and put this butter in there to make my roux. And then I'm going to put some dried onions. Or some dried, I'll just put onion powder. Let me go ahead and get that out. Onion powder right here. So let me get some milk. Got my milk right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start stirring this butter because I want to make a roux, so I'm going to get my butter in here. Get my cheese, that's what I forgot. Let's see here. I got some Fiesta blend. I got some bacon bits. I don't want to do that. Parmesan. I don't want to put mozzarella in it. I just stomach. So I'm going to have to go back to my sliced cheese. I've got some sharp cheddar here. I've got just a little bit of Fiesta blend. I've got some sharp cheddar. I've got some pepper jack and a little bit of Parmesan if I need it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stir this butter up, and then I'm going to put some flour. That was a whole stick of butter. That's probably too much. Let me take just a little bit of that out and lay it over here on a napkin. Now I want to get you closer too while I'm doing that so you can see what I'm doing. Got 2 or 3 things going here at one time. So let me get you over here closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just making a roux. Got some butter. And I'm going to let that melt just a little bit more. And then I'm going to add this measurement here is it's a half a cup. So we're going to put maybe a level half a cup of flour. That was self-rising flour. Now this just shows you what you can do with leftovers. So I've got my heat on a medium. It was on a medium high. And I'm just going to let this brown. I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper in my roux. So roux is just some kind of oil, butter, shortening, and flour. And just a little bit of salt, because I noticed when I ate the broccoli it didn't have a whole lot of salt. So let's go ahead and do this. I may put the rest of that butter back in there too. Let you see what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and start stirring. Got the heat cut down. This roux is for a thickening agent when you're going to make a soup. I'm going to put just a tiny, tiny bit of olive oil. It's just really a splash. Put just a little bit of milk, and then I'm going to let that brown. Try to get my flour and butter mixed up in this milk. Put just a little bit more. That's probably about I don't want to say probably a good half a cup of milk. And that's just 2% milk from Food City. It's Food Club milk. I love their milk. It's very good. So we're going to let this brown just a little bit. Continuously stirring on it. You don't have to let it completely brown because all it's going to be is a thickening agent. I'm going to put about another half a cup of milk. So that's going to be 1 cup of milk, half a cup of flour, 1 stick of butter, and a splash of olive oil, some salt and pepper. Turning my heat up just a little bit. And this is going to be homemade broccoli and cheese soup with just some leftover broccoli and leftover sliced carrots that I had. Okay, I'm going to put about, I'm going to go ahead and measure this. It's going to be about a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Alright. And then we had 1 cup of milk. We're going to go ahead and put a couple cups of milk. You want your broccoli and cheese soup to be not thin, but not real thick either. And if you don't have a whole lot of milk, you can add a little bit of water to this. It won't hurt it, not one bit. We want to get this to come to a boil now. I'm going to go ahead and add my onion powder. And this has your taste, just like the salt and pepper. If you had some diced onions, you can put those in there. But you'd need to saute them and get them soft first. I'm going to go ahead and taste. Tastes pretty good, guys. So there's a splash of olive oil, a stick of butter, half a cup of self-rising white lily flour, and that was about 3 cups of milk. And I'm just making a creamy roux. And I will add some more water or milk when I get my broccoli and carrots and stuff in there. I'm going to add just a little bit more black pepper. And I may add just a little parsley too, just in a little bit. Got some. Okay, looks like I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and cut it back down now. And you want to continuously stir. Try to get all the lumps that you can get out of that. That's from your flour and your butter where you was making your roux to thicken. And then we added the milk. We've added 3 cups of milk. I'm going to go ahead and get me a whisk. So now we're going to go ahead and lay this to the side. And I'm cutting it plumb down on low. So I'm going to add 2 more. So it's going to be a big pot of soup out of just a little bit of ingredients. That's 1 more. So that's a total of 5 cups of milk. And that's about where I want it. And I can also add a cup of water if I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and add my carrots. And you see it's very little. And that just had butter and salt and pepper in those carrots. I'm going to go ahead and add what broccoli I have left. And this was just steamed broccoli that was left over. So broccoli, cheese soup with some carrots in it, which makes it wonderful. Out of leftover broccoli. and leftover carrots. And I want to get my wooden spoon back in here because I want to chop those carrots and stuff up. And go ahead and cut this back on medium. I cut it completely out till I got my other stuff in there. I didn't want my roux to burn or my thickening agent or my soup. So this is going to be a very good, very good. I'm going to put 1 cup of water. We had 5 cups of milk, half a cup of whipping cream, 1 stick of butter, a half a cup of flour. Depending on how much soup you want to make, that's how much you won't put. Maybe you don't want to make much, and so you don't put much flour. You'd put a half a stick of butter and maybe just a 1/4 of a cup of flour. But we have a big family, so I want everybody to have at least a little cup of the broccoli and cheese soup. All right, let me taste of that. It tastes very good, guys. Some more black pepper. And I'm going to add some more salt. It's like I said, that broccoli and carrots didn't have hardly any salt. And then, of course, you got to make sure your roux and your milk has some salt. We'll taste of it again here in just a minute. I'm going to put, I've got some bacon bits over here too, but I've got to put some cheese in here, so I'm going to wait on the bacon bits. So let me taste again. Different finger. Okay. We're going to go ahead and turn that heat up. I want to go ahead and chop this broccoli up. I like big pieces of broccoli, but I don't like plum mush either. So what I'm going to start out with is my Fiesta, what I have. And that looks like, I can measure it for you guys. And you can put this in the freezer too. Once you make it, you can put this in the freezer. Take it out, put a little, maybe a tablespoon of water in the bowl, and microwave it for 1 minute increments. That's 1 cup. And it's just as good as it was the day you made it. I don't believe in wasting anything if I don't have to. So that's approximately 2 cups of the Fiesta cheese. And I'm wanting to put some of that pepper jack in it too. Just a couple slices. I wish I had some more shredded. Let me go ahead and put this, I'm going to put some pepper jack in it. My family loves pepper jack. So here's 1. Whoop, I almost put the pepper in there, didn't I? And there's 2, 3. Now let's go ahead and let that start melting. And that looks so good, and guys, it smells delicious, just out of leftover broccoli and carrots that's in your fridge. Checking on this dessert I've made, and it's got about 7 more minutes, but it's looking really nice. I want to get this back to a boil and wash my hands. I may put some more onion powder. This is some paprika. It won't hurt to put a little bit, will it? I'm always adding spices. Add some more onion powder. This looks so good, guys. It smells so good. I'll try to put everything that I put in it from the beginning to the end in the comments for you. If you have some leftover broccoli and carrots, or just leftover broccoli. You don't have to put the carrots. I just added them to it to keep from wasting them. Getting that cheese all melted now. I'm going to spoon and taste it. That is really good. I'm going to set this there just for a minute. I'm going to put some cheddar in it. One, two, three, four, 5. And it's about ready. I may put a few bacon bits in it. I'm not sure yet. This looks really good. Just like probably put it on top. I think what I will do though is I'm going to taste of it again, and I may add like a tablespoon of sour cream, which will just enhance the flavors of this broccoli and cheese soup. Cheese is what makes your broccoli and cheese soup so good. Get another spoon. Oh, that's good. So let me get one thing of sour cream. So we're going to take the sour cream, and this is the Daisy Light. Stir it up just a little. That's about a tablespoon. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons. Alright. Set that to the side. Now we're going to stir this up. Does that look good, guys? I wish she was here. You could have a taste. Just out of simple stuff you already have at home. Get me another spoon. Okay, I don't think we need to add. I'm going to add just a little bit of bacon bits. Why don't you take with this? Alright, I'm going to let my daughter taste of this and see what she thinks. I'm going to put just a few bacon bits on top, and that's going to be it. Just out of leftover broccoli. That's good. Out of broccoli and a few carrots, and I'm making a roux out of it. That's good. And so there, and like I said, we can put this in little containers in the freezer and put a date on it, and this will keep up to 3 months too. So there you go, guys. That's broccoli and cheese soup with carrots, and I'll put it all on the comments, okay? So just wanted you to see that, and it's so good, so good. All right, so I'll see you until we meet each other again or see each other again. This is Sheila E. from Tennessee. But when I get back on here, I'm going to show you. Let me go ahead and see if this is ready up here. That way I can go ahead and show you the results of that crescent roll cheese bars. Cream cheese and stuff back up, guys. Let me see. I've got 1 more minute on this, and it looks absolutely delicious. Let me get something to set it on so that you can see it. Let me lay this back. And I want you to see it. It's so beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put this in containers, or just leave it so we can have a bowl before supper. Supper won't be till about 5 or 6 o'clock, so this will be our little lunch snack. So let me get my I want to get this off my stove while I'm thinking about it. I don't like that stuff drying all over my stove. I guess you can tell I got OCDs about some things, don't I? Okay. Okay, so it's about time, it's up. So let's get this out and look at it and see what it looks like. It's really turned out beautiful. I hope it tastes as good as it looks. It says to let it completely cool before trying to cut it. So we're going to do that too. Look at here, guys. Look at here. I want you to see that. It's going to be baked enough. I'm going to put a thing out here if you can see it. Let me get you over here. I'll be right over here in just a minute. To where, well, let me just go ahead and show it to you. See, there's the sides of it. You see your filling coming out the sides. So there it is. So I will be taking some pictures. Let me get you in here where you can see this. See that? It smells so good. So this is a raspberry cheesecake Danish made out of crescent rolls. Raspberry cheesecake Danish made out of crescent rolls. And then while you're here, we're going to check on our chili. Remember, we started a pot of chili this morning. We have got it cut down to low, and it's looking wonderful. And you have to continuously keep a watch on it because it will burn even in a crock pot. So it's on low. There's what it's looking like. And so we're ready to go, guys. So this is Sheila E. from Tennessee. May you always give God glory, praise, and thanks, for He is worthy. Always try to smile and give hugs. We never know what somebody's going through. Always share what you have with others, okay? So until we see each other again, may God bless you and keep you safe. Sheila E. from Tennessee.